اينشتاين بيقول التعليم مفهوش ملل، حط نفسك مكاني هتفقد الامل. ملينا المدرسه ونظام صب وكب، شرح طول الوقت عمل لنا دروب. يا استاذنا عقلي مش سبونج بوب، يشرب المعلومه وبعديها يكب. هنا في نوسكول طلعنا من الدروب، لعب مرح تفاعلات هتعجبك يا بوب.
نوسكول Academy. Simply learn different.
Hello everybody, welcome to Nowschool Academy, and this is Miss Nihal with you. Let's start to learn English together, and today we're gonna have Unit 11 and we're going to discuss the vocabulary, the reading, the listening of the unit. So before getting started, please bring all your tools beside you, which are the sticky notes, your notebook, the school book, a dictionary, pens and pencils, maybe highlighters, and of course anything that you can scan the QR code of the games from it, whether it's a laptop, mobile, or a computer. Then we have some objectives to achieve by the end of the session together, so please help me to achieve such objectives. So our objectives for today are going to be analyzing an article about memory and how to improve your memory, differentiate between types of intelligence, and we're going to know everything in detail so later. And the last objective that we are going to achieve is to write a competition entry, okay? So please promise me to help me finish this and achieve our target by the end of the lesson. Okay, first of all, you know that we are going also to have some keywords for the session. So our keywords for today are going to be memory, memorize. You're going to listen to this and hear these words a lot throughout the whole session. And then improve, give up. We have also the word give up. We will know the meaning later. And mind, brain, intelligence, interview, or sometimes it's called interview, okay? And if you remember, I asked you from the last session to be prepared. Have any one of you prepared such words? Have you looked up them into a dictionary or on the internet or whatsoever? Tell me in the comments below, please. I'm waiting for your comments. Okay, before anything else, and after confirming your preparation down from the comments, I've just have something funny for you, so let's have some fun together. Here, what we call tongue twister. So I'm going to say something very quickly, and the quicker you are, the more funny you are going to be. Okay, so listen carefully to what I'm saying and look at the screen. Try to practice saying this tongue twister so quickly. Let's start. Are you ready? Listen carefully. Okay, try to say this. I'm going to start. My school's pool school. Is your school's pool cool too? Faster. My school's pool school. Is your school's pool cool too? Try to say it as I'm saying. Try to say it fast, okay? This is called tongue twister. Yeah, I'm just hearing some of you trying and playing and saying it. Excellent students. Okay, after practicing or during practicing, you may pause the video. You can do this and go and play such game. Come to me very quickly. Be back soon because we have a lot of things to do today, okay? I'm waiting for you. Hey, welcome back, dear students. Where are you? Great job and good job. You were excellent in the activity, by the way. So let's begin our session seriously. Are you ready? Okay. The main vocabulary of this session, as I told you from the key words, that we're going to have some words repeated or repetitive all over the session, okay? These words are remember, and remember is a verb, to remember something, okay? So when you use the verb remember, it's always followed by something. To remind, it's also a verb, but to remind someone, okay? So to remember something, to remind someone. Okay, we have here review. Review is a verb, of course. To forget something. To forget something is the opposite of to remember something. To memorize also is a verb, but we can say a good memory, a bad memory. It's from the word family, so memory is a noun. Memorable. The adjective from memory and memorize is memorable. So it's followed also by a name or noun. A memorable day, a memorable moment, okay? And also we have the verb. Also we have the verb revise, okay? It's somehow similar to review. You may feel that some of them are confusing, but we're going to discuss such confusing words together or verbs together. So here we have the difference between the verb memorize and remember. Let's see what's the difference between these two verbs. To memorize something, you know, is to learn something carefully that you can easily remember later on. Okay, so you learn, you study something carefully to be remembered later at a certain time or for a certain thing. But to remember something is to bring back to your mind a fact or a piece of information that you already know from before. So I remember something I already know or knew from before. You see the difference now? This is the difference between memorize and remember. Also, we have the difference between the brain and the mind. But before this, you have an exercise in your book. It's an MCQ exercise. So please, you can replay the video as you know to listen again to the difference between the words. How can we use the verbs all together? Try to solve the exercise, and I'm going to wait for you before starting the difference between the brain and mind. Are you ready? Check your information and check your knowledge. Answer this and come back to me. Hey dear guys, here dear boys and girls, have you finished the exercise? Of course, as you see that you have such exercise in your books and also inside the video in front of you on the screen. And of course, I'm not going to leave you alone. As I told you, I just asked you to answer it by yourselves, but here are the answer key or the answers for you. So please check your answers, and I'm sure that you are super and جامدين قوي as Adil Imam said. Perfect, perfect. Okay, now you have also a reading text, so please open your books and follow me. Open your books on page 74. Read this text before we start discussing what's in it. I'll give you 1 minute, enough to finish this. I'm just waiting for you. Here is a girl that says, or a woman that says, that she's not ready to discuss with us. Why? Please be prepared. Get a drink beside you. Take a deep breath and smile. And let's get started seriously. The difference between the brain and mind. Before talking about the memory, I just want to highlight the difference between the brain and mind. And after reading the text, you are going to get links and get a better understanding for what you have read, okay? Okay, you know that the human brain is the center of the nervous system. So it's responsible for our movement, for our feelings, for our thoughts. But these feelings and thoughts and movements are transferred or responded in the mind. So the mind is responsible for responding to such feelings and thoughts. Also, the human brain of an adult person weighs almost 1.4 kilograms, you see? But it carries and holds much more information than that weight, okay? Of course, computers have a larger memory than our brain. But of course, no one can remember everything. And luckily, we don't usually have to do this, okay? So the brain carries certain information. The brain can hold much more information, but not everything. Not everything we meet in our daily life. You see? Also, the human brain, as you've become an adulthood or you've reached the adulthood, there are millions of neural pathways in your brain. So I'm asking you not to stick to such pathways, because you have from time to time to shake them up, to shake the information inside your mind and brain, to grow and develop your mind and brain, okay? Okay, returning back to that some people can remember more things than the others, or that we can remember much more information than any other small ways of brains, but also we have to know what is memory, what's remembering. Remembering comes from our memory. So let's talk more about what's memory and the memory, okay? Okay, memory is the power and the process of recalling and responding what has been learned or retained already in our minds, okay? So it gives us a past. It gives us a record of who we are. And without memory, there's going to be no meaning for the future and no link to the past. So life is going to be meaningless. You must be attentive for what's going around you, okay? What's surrounding you, you see? Also, the memory is something which is called a muscular strength. So it's like muscles, like practicing a certain sport to strengthen your muscles. So to improve this memory, you have two options: to use it or to lose it, okay? Listen to this carefully. The memory is like a muscular strength, so you have to use it or lose it, okay? So please try all the way through to improve your memory. And here are some tips how to improve your memory. And of course, you've read them in the school book, but let's discuss them together. First of all, to improve your memory is to practice more and more, especially using as much senses as you can. And the most important of all is using your hands. So, for example, you are going to study for the exam. If you write using your hands the information that you are studying, you will never forget them easily, okay? It's much powerful than just reading orally, because what's written is more strong and retained, stored in our minds easily, okay? This is the first tip. And the second tip is always repeat and review the information that you've learned on the same day you've learned them, or the things that you learned on the same day you learn them, okay? As you see in the monitor or the screen in front of you. Pay more attention, especially for complex information. And if you have such complex information, try to divide them into smaller sections to be easily remembered later on. For example, the telephone numbers, okay? Also, practice music, play a musical instrument, avoid stress, try to relax, okay? Avoid stress, be away from stress. Also, one great tip is to rehearse to yourself what you've learned, to rehearse, to repeat, to visualize, create an image, okay? Think in a 3D way, okay? You create an image for what you're thinking about. You connect what you've learned with images, arrows, diagrams, sketches. So this also makes things easily retained in our minds. And above all, never ever say to yourself, I've a bad memory, because as I told you, it's a kind of practice, whether to use it or use it. So develop yourself, develop your memory, improve your memory following such tips, okay? You've got these tips, try to follow them and apply them in your life. And now is time for a break, of course. And please pause the video, go down to scan the QR code or visit the link down below in the comments and play this game or test your memory and come back to me very quickly. I'm just waiting for you here. Hey guys, where are you? Welcome back. You are super. Your memories are powerful, mashallah. Okay, so here is our listening time. So please also in your school books, page 76, you are going to listen to an audio. And of course, you have the CDs that are special for the book. Please listen to the interview between Dr. Jane Cairns and Einstein, or some people call it Einstein, both are right, and Tom Cruise. Please listen carefully to the interview of this psychologist. Dr. Jane is a psychologist, and pay attention for what she's saying and what they are all saying. And when you come back, we will discuss it together, okay? After listening to the interview, and you heard from Dr. Jane that there are some different types of intelligence. Have you heard this? While listening, have you heard such word? Okay, dearest students. Now, someone of you is asking me, what is intelligence, Miss Nihal? I'm going to tell you. Intelligence is the capacity to acquire and apply knowledge. Already you've got the knowledge from anywhere else, okay? From somewhere. And you want to apply it. You want to acquire it. So this is what we call intelligence, okay? Also, some of you may ask me or consciously consider these questions. Is intelligence how one deals with others and with problems? Am I an intelligent person? Is intelligence is how good are we in our studies? If you consider such questions, and maybe even more questions that may come into your mind, so you are right considering the word intelligence, because intelligence includes all of these questions or answers to these questions and thoughts, okay? So let's now move to the types of intelligence. And some of us or someone may have multiple intelligence, more than one kind of such kinds that we are going to discuss, or maybe just one. Maybe you have one type of intelligence more than the other, okay? So we can call them type of intelligence, intelligences, multiple intelligence. So the three names for such expression are right, okay? The first type here that we have is the logical mathematical intelligence. Again, logical mathematical intelligence. What's logical mathematical intelligence? It's the ability to make numerical and, of course, complex numerical calculations and scientific methods easily. So, people who have a good logical and mathematical memory or intelligence may be, or most probably, not maybe, of course, good at math and science, because they always use the numerical facts, the numerical calculations, solving problems, doing experiments, scientific experiments, using scientific methods to analyze what's going to surround them in their everyday life. Example, mathematicians, scientists, also we can say engineers, we can say accountants. All of these jobs require high logical and mathematical intelligence. Let's move on to the next type. This type is called verbal intelligence. Verbal intelligence. And actually it's the ability to talk, to read, to write, to tell stories. Okay? People with good verbal intelligence are usually good speakers. They like to speak. They like to express themselves through words. You see? For example, the jobs that are concerned more about this type of intelligence are poets, journalists, speakers, and announcers. TV presenters, radio presenters are good verbal intelligent people. Okay? The third type of intelligence is the musical intelligence. And of course, also it's the ability to listen, sing, play a musical instrument, as well as analyzing sound in general. So they're almost sensitive to melody, tones, rhythms. Okay, you see? For example, the singers, of course, the pianists, the musicians in general, all have a good ability or a high amount of musical intelligence. You see? The next type is the visual intelligence. So it's the ability to visualize, as I mentioned from a while, to visualize, to think in a 3D way, to draw up pictures and sketches inside your mind to everything related and surrounding you, okay? Okay, those people who have or who possess good visual intelligence can draw paintings and diagrams, figures, illustrations to visualize the information as I told you. And the most common professions for such intelligence are the photographers, designers, architects, artists, okay? So these are all possess a high amount of visual intelligence. Let's move on to the next type, which is the body intelligence, or what we call sometimes kinesthetic intelligence. And this means movement, moving, the power of moving, okay? The power of movement, using strength, using flexibility, using muscles, using speed. So those people cannot feel sensations and thoughts. No. They express themselves throughout movement, okay? Also, it's kind of manual or physical activities, okay? So those who like to do things physically or manually possess a high amount of body intelligence. Of course, those are, can you tell me which jobs or who are the people who possess such intelligence? Can you tell me? Yeah, great. Sportsmen, athletes, gymnastics. We can say actors, dancers, models, fashion models, All of these are highly body intelligent people, okay? The next type is interpersonal intelligence. And the interpersonal intelligence means actually how to deal with others, how to interact effectively with the surrounding community, how to set up goals, discuss things together with the people, and to interact, as I told you, with the surrounding community, of course, with people, but in a good way. Understand the others, okay? Of course, like teachers, psychologists, those are the best example for those who possess a high amount of interpersonal intelligence. Also managers and leaders, they are possessing high interpersonal intelligence, okay? Here we come to a critical question, something which is a free answering question, discussing that, do you think what type of intelligence is the most important in our life? Do you think musical is the most important? Here, there's not going to be a wrong answer or a right answer because it depends on your points of view. It's a kind of discussion. Also, the second critical question, not critical thinking question, is what is your strongest intelligence that you feel yourself in it? Okay? Please tell me the answers. Tell me the answers. I'm just waiting for the answers. Here we come to the everyday language expressions and the everyday conversation. We have some expressions that we are hearing every day and all the time people saying, but we want to use them more, express ourselves using them more, and of course know their meaning. Please guys, before saying them, follow me regarding the number of pages written on the top of the slide. So you can pause the video if you feel that you're not perfect in such information or you don't want to skip to the other part or to transfer to the other parts. You can pause the video, replay it from the beginning to understand well, and then move to the other point, okay? Follow me in the school book, of course. The expressions, again, back to them. We have here the first one, come on. And come on is an expression that means let's go, okay? Another expression is never mind. And never mind means don't worry. There's no problem, you see? Also the word mate. We can use the word mate instead of the word friend. So always try to use different vocabulary and words that you've learned all over your life. Also the word I wonder or the expression I wonder. I wonder means I don't know. So you have here an exercise, whether on the slide in front of you on the screen or in your school book. It's a kind of mini dialogues and they're asking you to fill in the gaps using one of the expressions above. So please, I'm just giving you 1 minute to answer it, following you whether down in the comments or in the Zoom session as we are going to follow such exercises again together. Okay, I leave you for 1 minute to finish. You finished? Yeah, great. But as I told you, I will never leave you alone. So time for answers. You have here the answer key of the exercise. So please check your answers as this cute man is doing. And please, please don't cheat. Okay? Okay. And quiz time. Here we come to the quiz. Again, if you feel that something is missing, you don't understand a certain point, pause the video or replay it from the beginning. Make sure that you're ready to go for this quiz, okay? Go for it, good luck, I'm just waiting for you here. Okay, I know that you are the best boys and girls, well done, you were super, super perfect, and the scores were very high. And this one of you is just coming and telling me, Miss, أنا نجحت. I know that you were super and perfect. Let's remember or sum up or summarize what we have said throughout the whole session. If you remember, we talked about the memory, what is memory, how to improve our memories. I gave you 8 tips that you're not going to miss in your daily life. Follow them, please, and apply them to really improve your memory. We talked about the intelligence and the different types of intelligence, the conscious questions that came in our mind. What is intelligence? Am I an intelligent person or no? What is the logical mathematical? What is the musical? What's the verbal intelligence? You see? Also, we moved or transferred to the everyday expressions or the everyday life expressions like I wonder, don't worry. And of course, don't forget the interview between Einstein and Tom Cruise with Dr. Jane, if you remember this. Also, one interesting and amazing example was in this unit. They mentioned Mozart. You know who is Mozart? Mozart is a great musician, a world famous musician that had something funny. Mozart once listened to a piece of music and he never forgot it all over his life. But he was memorizing badly some other things. You know, his wife sometimes reminded him which day they were, okay? Which day is this or was this, you see? So don't get depressed and don't never ever ask yourself the question that I told you to remember it. Don't say to yourself, I have a bad memory. No, work on it. You may have a bad memory regarding something, but a good memory regarding something else. Here we come to the ethical value of today, and I'm going actually to talk about the value of education. Because education is a valuable ethical and moral value in our life. We have some wise words, some Quranic verses, some prophet sayings that focus and urge us to education and to not only just education, to the best kinds of educations. So let's see the Quranic verses and the wise words together. Pay attention with me and also relate this to your everyday life. So guys, let's recite this Quranic verse together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقل رب زدني علما صدق الله العظيم. Also, we have a prophet saying regarding the education and the value of education. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. And of course, dear guys, here was the ethical value and the moral value of this session. Here we come to the preparation for the next time. So please, for the next time, be prepared and do this. Promise me to do this. Such words and expressions, look them up in a dictionary or online. Those are the keywords for the next session are the determiners in English, quantifiers, definite pronoun, no, indefinite pronoun, and obligation and necessity. Again, determiners in English, quantifiers, indefinite pronouns, obligation and necessity. By this, we come to your homework. So please check the attached files to know the homework, do it, and promise me to do it, okay? Okay, I know that Hazal is wondering something, but okay, you will do your homework. Here we come to the end of the session. Thanks for watching and thanks for being attentive and superheroes, super guys, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Till we meet again, goodbye.
نتمنى من كل قلبنا الحصة تكون عجبتك، وبنقول لك ما تنساش تحل الكويز اللي في المصادر، وكمان تقيم الحصة تحت في التعليقات. منتظرينك في اللايف في حفظ الله.